right, all right. Here we are.
Everybody, good evening. How y'all doing?
What's up, Aussies? Looking good, looking good. How are
Thank you,
you?
thank you. Looking great yourself. I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing fantastic.
Good, good, good. Well, I let some people know that they are free to chime in and ask questions if they have any questions for the prince. I have a couple of questions myself.
Okay.
So we'll probably start off with that, but so hopefully you're having a good Friday.
Oh, absolutely. A wonderful Friday for sure.
Yes. Yes. Now, my daughter Bella was supposed to join, but she forgot that she made previous plans.
Okay, okay.
Um, so she's not here right now, but she definitely wants to join for the next one. And then BG Dassey, she's feeling a little under the weather, so
Oh, okay.
she
Hopefully
wants to
she gets
join.
better.
Yes, and then Nova the Rebel, he's been very, very busy. He's awesome, as you know. He's great to interview with. He's an awesome co-host, but he's been super busy. He's actually working on a project that we're doing together too. So part of the
Yeah.
spiritual warfare compilation. So today is just a really free day, just questions and answers, and there might be some questions that I ask that you might not have all the answers to. You
Yeah, of
know,
course. Yeah, of course.
some things are really intricate and in-depth. But I just want to kind of get straight to it. I want to ask questions that maybe people out there might wonder,
Mhm.
just general questions. So I want to start off with, what, first of all, I know that there are lots of different, well, a few different kings. There's lots of royalty out in Africa. There are
Yes,
different
correct.
kingdoms.
Mhm.
Now, do you guys have rivals, or do you guys get along with the other surrounding kingdoms, or do you guys mingle with each other? Do you guys party with each other? Like, how does that work?
Well, the kings, of course, the classification of kings, they network, they get along. I mean, they have their situations, they have their differences sometimes, but for the most part, when it comes to certain situations, they do get along and they get together. They have their
Nice.
meetings, and yeah, they do get along.
That's cool. Do they usually intermarry? Do they marry into the other, like, do the daughters of this king marry the sons of this king? Do they twine kingdoms that way? That you know of?
That, yes, that actually, yes, it does in some occasions, not in every single occasion, but yes, in some occasions,
Okay,
that does
okay.
happen.
Okay, okay. And now I've heard there were the amount of kingdoms in Africa, is it in the thousands? Or would you say
No,
the hundreds?
well, I don't have the exact answer to that, but
Okay.
it's not that much. I
Not
mean,
that many.
there's a few of them, but
Yeah, not that many. Okay,
mhm.
that you know about. Now, what does the king do for fun? What does he leave a palace often? Or does he usually stay? I mean, does he go to the movies? Is there a theater in? I mean, what's his a favorite pastime?
Well, same thing anybody else does, they go out, they go to parties. I mean, kings, they don't really, in public, they're not going to dance like that, okay? But they travel. My father, he's been around the world. He's been all over the place. America used to be one of his favorite destinations, Dubai, England.
Oh,
He used to do, as I mentioned before, he did a lot of business with England back in the days.
right.
Um, Russia, where back in the 80s, he used to import cars from Russia to
Oh,
Nigeria. That's
okay.
the story. Yes, India was one of his favorite places, China as well. Traveling he loves to travel.
To travel. And he met your mother in the US, correct?
Yes.
Did she know right away who he was, what he was?
That, I always ask my father about how they met, but my father did not always tell me the story straight up and down. He never really told me the story like that.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
they just,
Now,
Somehow,
I heard a story through the grapevine, and I don't know how true this is, so I'm going to ask you. This is just a
right.
story I heard. I heard that when your father found out that your mother was pregnant with a son, that he offered to move her out to Africa and become one of his wives, and she wasn't with that. She wasn't with being with multiple wives. She wasn't having that. That's what I heard. Is that true? Do you know?
Well, who have you heard that story from? They have some facts. Later on, I found out that was true.
Okay. Okay.
And, I can't be mad at my mother for that,
I'm not
but
mad at her either. I'm not mad at her at
yeah,
all. I'm kind of, I feel her actually. I'm like, oh hell no, wives, what you talking about? Nope.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. So okay, so that's really really interesting. Okay, now I won't get into too much detail about this, but I will ask in general. Now the in the palace, it's Muslim, right? The
Yes,
religion there is Muslim. Okay, nice. Now all the food is halal.
absolutely. Halal, fresh slaughtered, prayed halal.
That is amazing. And it's now I always think of Africa as a Christian dominant country because I know there were a lot of Europeans that went out there and enforced Christianity upon the people in Africa. So would you say that it was a dominantly Muslim culture or Christian?
Most predominantly Muslim, especially in Nigeria. Ghana is mostly Muslims,
Okay.
especially in Nigeria.
Okay, that's very, very, and then one of the prayers that we do, a part of the prayer, it says, "Oh Allah, send prayers upon Muhammad and upon the followers of Muhammad, just as you have sent prayers upon Ibrahim and upon the followers of Ibrahim." And what's funny is that's your last name, Ibrahim.
Yes.
So,
I do.
is there any connection to Abraham in your blood, in your lineage?
That's Ibrahim is the Arabic way of saying Abraham.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Do you know if your lineage comes from Abraham? Your actual lineage?
No, it's a common name over there.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm looking in the audience real quick to see if anybody has any questions. Does anyone have any questions? Blessings to both. Hi, Funky Z. Does anyone have any questions for the Prince? If so, you guys can join in or you guys can ask online and I'll read it. I'm just kind of intrigued. Okay, Cape Town, South Africa. Majority are Muslim, Funky Z said, in Cape Town, South Africa. Sending love from Sydney, Australia. Nice. Nice. So when you went out there for the first time, you had to adapt to that religion. You had to kind of go, would they accept you saying, no, that's not my belief, I believe in something else? Or did you have to follow along with the religion?
I had to follow along, and which wasn't so difficult for me because back in my days growing up in New York City, although I grew up in a house of Christianity, my mother was a Catholic Christian, but I was also a 5%er, the part of the nation of gods and earths, God Body Nation, for those who are familiar with that nation in New York City, and
Okay.
it's predominantly in Islamic. That's the culture that we abide by, the Islamic culture.
So that was kind of cool. And that's awesome. Was it a little bit more intense, would you say, in
Yes,
Africa?
absolutely, absolutely. The prayers, although the 5%ers are not really Muslim, it's just like I would say, but it's not all the way Muslims, just the lifestyle, Islamic guidelines, but not Muslim all the way. But going to Nigeria, living in a predominant Muslim, there's a lot I had to learn.
Yes.
They had the differences, but as far as adopting, it was not a difficult thing for me to do.
Not so bad. Peace,
No.
Zane. Zane just joined and he says peace. And once again,
Please, brother.
anyone who's viewing live, you guys are welcome to chime in. If you have any questions for the Prince, feel free to ask. That's what this is let's say, sending salams to you, to the brother. He got to visit Sydney, Australia to see how us Muslims live here. Ooh, so would you say it was different in Sydney, Australia? Zane, how would it be different? I'm asking him. I'm asking someone online, not you. But
I don't know.
yeah. I would love to go. I would love to go, and I think I would adapt pretty quickly. So did you already speak Arabic, or did you have to learn the Arabic prayers when you got there?
No, I didn't really have to learn the Arabic prayers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you already know them, or did you say it in English?
I said it in English, the best way I knew how.
Okay, nice.
Everything, you know?
Yeah, I kind of, there's still some words that I have to learn, but I do most of it in Arabic, and then the ones that I have not learned yet, I speak in English because Allah understands every language, you know. Okay, another question. Does the king have any pets in the palace? Any animals, any pets?
That's a while. Yes, he had some crazy pets, I would say, in the past. Not
Really?
all of them that I've seen, but I've seen pictures of them.
Yeah.
Yes, as a matter of fact, my grandfather, in his days, King George I, he gave him a lion cub.
No, don't tell me.
My grandfather,
Are you serious?
Yes. Yes. Now my father, he likes animals, but some exotic pets. He had a chimpanzee. He had a few chimpanzees.
That's so cool.
Yes.
When you were there, did he have them? And he says, Funky Z says it's more family oriented during Ramadan. It's pretty big here with celebrations after breaking the fast. So Eid would probably be really cool. So when you were there, when you visited, did you see the chimpanzees or the lions or anything like that?
Oh, no. He didn't have any lions now.
Okay.
That's like then, but he did have a horse when I was over there. I was not there when he had the chimpanzees, but I seen pictures.
Yeah.
And yes, he had a beautiful white horse.
That's
yes.
So cool.
And the craziest pet he had, which I also seen a picture of, was a gorilla.
That is so cool.
Oh my God.
I'm so jealous. Okay, someone asked me, did I YouTube Nuka Zeus? Okay, no, I have not, but I will. That's so cool. So he likes animals. Okay, okay, so Zane says that you grew up with his sons.
No, I didn't grow up with my father's sons.
No, someone on here says Zane O'Justar says that you grew up with his sons.
Oh yeah, okay, yes, of course, yeah. That's my they were like my brothers out in Queens. Yeah, shout to Rasheem, Jamel. Yeah, those are my homeboys.
Nice.
Yeah, those are my best friends from childhood. Much love to them.
Awesome. So when now the children, are they just running around the palace? Like when you go out there, like the kids, or do they have their own separate place? Do they have babysitters? Do they have, nannies or people assigned to them? What's that like? Do they spend a lot of time with the mothers, or do the nannies care for them? Are they spoiled brats? Are they well behaved? What are the children like? Your nieces and nephews or whatnot?
Well, my younger brothers and sisters, my mother, their mothers were stay-at-home mothers. They cooked, they took care of them, and they also had nannies too, and they were also maids who took care of them. Okay. And the professors, when they were in elementary school, sometimes the professors would come to the house and lecture them, apart from them going to school on certain days.
Okay. Now, when you got to the palace, what was the most extravagant thing that you saw and was like, whoa, no way? Like, what blew your mind the most when you first got there?